Hey, beautiful souls, I want you to take a deep breath with me right now, because if you clicked on this video and that title resonated with you about feeling heavy lately, I need you to know that this is not a coincidence. There is something so powerful happening in the spiritual realm right now, and God has been working behind the scenes in your life even when you could not see it or feel it. I have been praying before this reading, and I felt such a strong pull to connect with those of you who have been carrying this weight on your shoulders, this heaviness in your chest, maybe even feeling like things are just not moving forward the way you hoped they would. But here's what I want you to understand before we even dive into these cards. God does not waste your pain, and He does not allow you to go through seasons of heaviness without purpose. You know what is interesting? I was shuffling these cards this morning, and I kept feeling this energy of transformation, like something is about to shift in a major way for whoever needs to hear this message. The heaviness you have been feeling is not punishment. It is actually preparation. God is preparing you for something so much bigger than what you have been asking for. And sometimes that preparation feels heavy because you are being refined. You are being strengthened. You are being positioned for the breakthrough that is coming. I feel like some of you have been in what feels like a waiting period, and it has been exhausting. It has been draining, and you have been wondering if God even hears your prayers anymore. But I am here to tell you that He has heard every single prayer. He has seen every single tear, and the answer is already on its way to you. So what I am going to do today is pull cards, specifically for this energy of heaviness that you have been carrying, and we are going to see what God is revealing through these cards about your situation, about what is really happening in the spiritual realm, and about what is coming next for you. I feel like this reading is going to bring so much clarity and hope to someone watching this right now. If you are feeling called to be here, drop a comment and let me know, because I really believe that God orchestrates these divine appointments where the right message finds the right person at exactly the right time. Are you ready to receive what Spirit has for you today? Let me go ahead and pull these cards. All right, so the first card that came through for you is the Emperor. And when I saw this card, I immediately felt God saying that He is establishing order in your life right now. I know that might sound strange, because you have been feeling heavy and chaotic and like everything is falling apart. But what God is actually doing is removing everything that was built on shaky foundation so that He can establish something solid for you. The Emperor energy is about divine structure. It is about authority. It is about God taking control of situations that you have been trying to control on your own. And here is what I am hearing so clearly. You have been feeling heavy because you have been carrying burdens that were never meant for you to carry in the first place. Let me explain this deeper, because this is so important for your situation. The Emperor represents masculine energy, structure, leadership, and divine order. But in your life right now, it is showing up as God literally restructuring everything around you. Have you noticed how certain relationships have been falling away? How certain opportunities that you thought were your destiny suddenly closed? How plans you made have been completely disrupted? This is not bad luck, and this is not God punishing you. This is God being the ultimate Father who looks at His child and says, I love you too much to let you build your life on anything less than solid ground. He is the Emperor energy coming in to say, I am taking charge now because I can see what you cannot see. I feel like many of you have been trying so hard to make things work. You have been pushing and forcing and trying to control outcomes. And that is where the heaviness is coming from. You are exhausted because you were never meant to carry the weight of being in control of everything. God is showing me that the Emperor energy is here to relieve you of that burden. He is saying you can rest now because I am establishing order in your life. I am creating the structure that will support the abundant future I have planned for you. I am removing people and situations that would have blocked your blessings. The heaviness you feel is actually you releasing control and learning to trust that God, as the ultimate emperor of your life, knows exactly what he is doing. What I love about this card for you is that it is not asking you to stay in the heaviness. It is actually promising you that divine order is being established right now, even if you cannot see the full picture yet. God is setting boundaries in your life that you could not set for yourself. He is closing doors that needed to be closed. He is teaching you about your own inner authority and strength. The Emperor wants you to know that you are being prepared to step into a position of greater responsibility and leadership. But first you had to learn what it means to surrender to the ultimate authority, which is God himself. This season of heaviness is teaching you discernment. It is teaching you wisdom. It is teaching you that true strength comes from knowing when to let God fight your battles instead of exhausting yourself trying to fight them alone. I also want you to pay attention to any father figures or masculine energy in your life right now, because the Emperor can represent that. Is there a situation with a father, a boss, an authority figure that has been weighing on you? God is working in that situation too. He is either bringing resolution or he is removing that person's power over your emotions and your peace. I am hearing very clearly that God is teaching you about healthy boundaries and about not allowing anyone to have emperor-level control over your life except for him. This is such a powerful message of liberation. Even though it might feel heavy right now, you are being freed from unhealthy dynamics, from toxic patterns, from situations where you gave your power away. The Emperor is giving that power back to you, but under God's authority and guidance. The second card that came out is the Queen of Pentacles, and oh my goodness, the shift in energy here is so beautiful because God is showing me that on the other side of this heaviness, there is such abundance waiting for you. The Queen of Pentacles is one of the most nurturing, abundant, prosperous cards in the entire deck, and I feel like God is saying that the reason you have been feeling heavy is because you are pregnant with blessings right now. Let me say that again. You are pregnant with blessings, and anyone who has ever been pregnant knows that the final trimester is heavy. It is uncomfortable, it is exhausting, but that heaviness is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something incredible is about to be born. I am getting so emotional about this card for you because God is revealing that you have been feeling heavy because you are literally carrying the weight of all the blessings, all the abundance, all the provision that is about to manifest in your physical reality. The Queen of Pentacles energy is so grounded, so practical, so connected to the earth and to material reality. This is not just spiritual blessings we are talking about here. This is tangible, physical, real-world abundance that is coming your way. I am talking about financial blessings. I am talking about career opportunities. I am talking about your home environment becoming a sanctuary. I am talking about being able to provide for yourself and your loved ones in ways that maybe you have not been able to recently. God is showing me through this card that he sees you. He sees how hard you have been working. He sees how much you have been sacrificing. He sees how you have been trying to build something secure and stable for yourself, and possibly for your family. The Queen of Pentacles is God's way of saying your labor has not been in vain. Every seed you have planted, every effort you have made, every sacrifice you have offered up, it has all been seen, and it is a LL about to yield a harvest. But here is the thing about harvest season. It is heavy work. Harvest season means you are gathering up all the abundance that your seeds have produced, and that process can feel overwhelming before it feels celebratory. What I love about the Queen of Pentacles for you is that she represents someone who has mastered the art of nurturing both herself and others. Someone who knows how to create abundance and then share that abundance generously. God is preparing you to step into that energy. You are about to be in a position where you can bless others the way you have been blessed. You are going to be able to provide, to support, to nurture, to create stability, not just for yourself, but for the people you love. And part of why this season has felt heavy is because God has been teaching you how to be a good steward of the abundance that is coming. He has been teaching you the value of money, the importance of boundaries, the wisdom of saying no to things that drain you, the power of investing in yourself and your future. I also feel like the Queen of Pentacles is speaking to those of you who have been struggling with self-worth, especially around money and provision. Maybe you have been feeling heavy because you have been worried about finances, worried about how you are going to make ends meet, worried about your ability to create the life you desire. God is using this card to speak directly to those fears and to say, I am the ultimate provider, and I am raising you up to be a Queen of Pentacles. Someone who operates in abundance consciousness, someone who trusts that there is always enough because I am the source of all provision. The heaviness is lifting because you are learning to trust God's provision instead of relying solely on your own efforts. Let me pull the next card because I feel like there is more that needs to be revealed here. The Ace of Wands just came through, and this is so confirmation that new beginnings are here for you. Oh my goodness, do you see how the energy is shifting from the Emperor establishing order to the Queen of Pentacles preparing abundance? And now the Ace of Wands bringing brand new, creative, passionate, inspired energy? God is literally showing you the progression of what is happening in your life right now. The Ace of Wands is pure fire energy. It is inspiration. It is creativity. It is passion. It is that spark of divine inspiration that leads to something completely new being born in your life. The reason you have been feeling heavy is because the old is being cleared out to make space for this new beginning. You cannot start a fire in a fireplace that is still full of old ashes from the last fire. God has been clearing out the old ashes, the old patterns, the old relationships, the old version of yourself that was playing small. And I know that clearing process has felt heavy because letting go always feels heavy, even when you are letting go of things that no longer serve you. But now the Ace of Wands is here, and it is saying the clearing is almost complete, and you are about to step into a brand new season of creativity, inspiration, and passion. I am hearing that some of you are about to receive an idea, an opportunity, a calling that is going to completely ignite you. This is going to be something that makes you feel alive again after feeling so heavy and drained. The Ace of Wands is that moment when God drops something into your spirit and you suddenly have clarity. You suddenly have vision. You suddenly have this burning desire to create something, or start something, or step into something new. And what I love is that this is not just any new beginning. This is a divinely inspired new beginning. This is God handing you a torch and saying, I am giving you the fire. I am giving you the passion. I am giving you the creative vision. Now I need you to run with it. For some of you, this Ace of Wands is about a new business venture, a creative project, a passion that you have been suppressing for a long time. God is saying it is time to bring that to life. For others, this is about a new season in your career, where you finally get to do work that excites you, work that feels meaningful, work that allows you to express your gifts and talents. For some, this is about reigniting passion in a relationship or starting a new relationship that actually has fire and chemistry and excitement. The Ace of Wands brings passionate energy in whatever area of life needs it most for you. And the timing of this card is so perfect because you have been feeling heavy and stuck, and now God is showing you that movement is coming. Inspiration is coming. Fire is coming back into your life. But here is what you need to understand about aces in tarot. They are seeds, they are beginnings, they are potentials that require action on your part. God is handing you the Ace of Wands, but you have to be willing to take that inspired action when the opportunity presents itself. You have to be willing to say yes to the new beginning, even though it might feel scary after such a heavy season. You have to be willing to step out in faith and trust that God would not give you this vision, this idea, this opportunity if He was not also going to provide everything you need to see it through. The heaviness you have been feeling was preparation for this moment where you get to step into something new with confidence and courage. All right, the fourth card coming through is Strength, and I literally got chills when this card showed up, because God is affirming everything that you have been going through. The Strength card is not about physical strength. It is about INNER strength, emotional resilience, spiritual fortitude, the ability to face challenges with grace and courage. And God is using this card to tell you that the heaviness you have been feeling has been building this strength within you. You are not the same person you were when this heavy season began. You have been refined. You have been tested. You have been stretched. And through it all, you have discovered a strength inside yourself that you did not even know existed. I want you to really receive this message, because sometimes when we are in the thick of a difficult season, we feel weak. We feel like we are barely surviving. We feel like we are failing because we are not handling things perfectly. But God sees it completely differently. He sees you showing up every day, even when it is hard. He sees you choosing faith, even when you are scared. He sees you being kind, even when you are hurting. He sees you continuing to pray, even when the answers seem delayed. That is strength. That is the kind of strength that the Strength card represents. It is not loud. It is not flashy. It is not about overpowering your problems with force. It is about quiet courage, gentle persistence, unwavering faith even in the darkness. The imagery of the Strength card traditionally shows a woman gently taming a lion. And that is exactly what God has been teaching you to do. The lion represents the wild, uncontrollable, fierce aspects of life, the challenges that feel too big to handle. And you have been learning how to face those challenges, not with aggression or force, but with inner calm, with trust, with faith that God is bigger than any lion you could possibly face. You have been learning that true strength comes from surrender, from trusting God to fight battles that you cannot win on your own. You have been learning that you do not have to have all the answers. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up with an open heart and a willing spirit. Makes me so excited about the Strength card appearing in your reading is that it typically shows up when the hardest part is over. The Strength card comes after you have already been through the trial, after you have already faced the lion, after you have already proven to yourself that you are stronger than you ever thought possible. So God is using this card to say you have made it through the heaviest part. The lessons have been learned. The strength has been built. You are ready now for what comes next. And what comes next is going to require the strength that you have developed. But it is not going to feel heavy anymore, because you now KNOW that. You can handle whatever comes your way with God's help. I also feel like the Strength card is addressing any situations in your life where you have been dealing with difficult people or difficult circumstances that required you to maintain your composure and your grace under pressure. Maybe there has been someone in your life who has been testing your patience, pushing your boundaries, trying to provoke you into reacting in ways that are not aligned with who you are. God is saying you passed that test. You maintained your strength, your dignity, your grace. And now that lesson is complete, and you are moving into a season where you will not have to deal with that same energy anymore. The strength you demonstrated has earned you a promotion in the spirit realm. The fifth card that is coming through is the Four of Pentacles, and this is really interesting, because this card is showing me exactly why you have been feeling so heavy. The Four of Pentacles traditionally represents holding on too tightly, being in a state of fear or scarcity, trying to control and protect what you have, because you are afraid of losing it. And God is gently revealing through this card that some of the heaviness you have been feeling is because you have been gripping so tightly to things, to people, to outcomes, to your own plans and expectations. And when you hold on that tightly to anything, your hands get tired, your arms get tired, your whole body gets tired. That is the heaviness you have been experiencing. Let me be really clear about this, because I do not want you to think God is blaming you or criticizing you. The Four of Pentacles energy usually comes from a place of having experienced loss or hardship in the past. You started holding on so tightly because at some point you learned that things can be taken away from you unexpectedly. You learned that people can leave, that opportunities can disappear, that security can crumble. So you developed this pattern of gripping tightly to whatever you have, trying to control every variable, trying to protect yourself from future pain or loss. That is a very human, very understandable response to pain. But God is showing you through this card that this pattern is actually creating the heaviness you are trying to avoid. Here is the beautiful message, though. God is asking you to release your grip. He is asking you to open your hands and trust Him with what you have been clutching so tightly. And I know that feels scary. I know that feels vulnerable. I know that goes against every protective instinct you have developed. But God is saying, when you open your hands and release your death grip on trying to control everything, two things happen. First, the heaviness lifts immediately because you are no longer exhausting yourself trying to hold on. Second, and this is the miraculous part, when you open your hands in surrender and trust, God can actually fill your hands with something better than what you are clutching. Think about it this way. If your hands are clenched into fists desperately holding on to what little you have, there is no space for God to place anything new in your hands. But when you open your hands in a gesture of trust and surrender, suddenly there is space for God to pour in more than you are trying to protect. The Four of Pentacles is not a bad card. It is simply showing you a pattern that needs to be released. It is showing you that your fear of loss has been creating energetic blockages that are preventing the flow of abundance that wants to come to you. Remember that Queen of Pentacles we talked about earlier? She represents abundance and flow and generosity. But you cannot step into that Queen of Pentacles energy while you are still operating in Four of Pentacles fear and scarcity. I am also hearing that some of you have been holding on too tightly to people or relationships that are meant to evolve or even end. And that is creating heaviness because you are trying to force something to stay the same when God is trying to create growth and transformation. The Four of Pentacles can represent being possessive or controlling in relationships, being afraid to let people have their own journey, being afraid that if you loosen your grip, they will leave. But God is saying real love, real connection, healthy relationships, they do not require you to hold on so tightly that it hurts. True connection flows naturally when you release control and trust that what is meant for you will stay, and what is not meant for you was blocking something. Better, the final card I am pulling for you is the Two of Pentacles, and this is such a perfect ending card because it represents balance, adaptability, and finding your flow after a period of heaviness and rigidity. The Two of Pentacles shows someone juggling two aspects of life, and they are doing it with a smile on their face. They are doing it with ease and grace, even though they are managing multiple responsibilities. This is the energy you are stepping into after releasing the heavy grip of the Four of Pentacles. You are learning how to flow with life instead of trying to control every outcome. What God is showing me through the Two of Pentacles is that you are entering a season where, yes, you will still have responsibilities, yes, you will still have multiple things to manage, but it is going to feel lighter because you are going to approach it from a completely different energy. Instead of heaviness and fear and trying to control everything, You are going to approach life with flexibility, with trust, with the understanding that you can handle whatever comes, because God is with you, and because you have developed the strength that we talked about earlier. The Two of Pentacles is about finding joy in the journey, even when the journey includes challenges. I love that this card has the infinity symbol connecting the two pentacles, because that represents the infinite flow of energy and resources when you are operating from a place of balance and trust. It is God's way of saying when you stop exhausting yourself trying to control everything and instead learn to dance with the ups and downs of life, you tap into an infinite source of energy, creativity, and provision. The Two of Pentacles people are the ones who can handle change with grace, who can adapt to new circumstances without falling apart, who can juggle multiple priorities without feeling overwhelmed because they have learned the secret of flow. For some of you, the Two of Pentacles is very literal about balancing work and personal life, or balancing financial responsibilities, or balancing giving to others while also taking care of yourself. God is showing you that you can have balance. You can manage everything on your plate, but you have to release the heaviness of thinking you have to do it all perfectly, and you have to do it all alone. The Two of Pentacles person knows how to ask for help, knows how to delegate, knows how to prioritize, knows when to say no to things that would throw off their balance. This is the wisdom you're developing right now. What makes me really excited for you is that the Two of Pentacles shows movement and progress. After feeling stuck and heavy, you are about to experience momentum. Things are going to start flowing again. Opportunities are going to present themselves. Resources are going to come from unexpected places. And you are going to be able to receive all of this with open hands because you released that Four of Pentacles death grip. You are going to be able to say yes to new opportunities because the Emperor helped you create solid foundation and boundaries. You are going to be able to step into abundance because the Queen of Pentacles showed you what is possible. You are going to take inspired action because the Ace of Wands lit that fire in you. You are going to handle everything with grace because the Strength card proved you are more resilient than you ever knew. So, let me bring all of this together for you because I want you to walk away from this reading with absolute clarity about what God is doing in your life right now. The heaviness you have been feeling is real, it is valid, and it has served a purpose. That heaviness was not punishment, it was preparation. God has been using this season to establish divine order in your life through the Emperor energy, to clear out what was not meant for you, to teach you about boundaries and surrender and allowing Him to lead. The heaviness was also the weight of the blessings you are carrying that are about to be born into your physical reality. The Queen of Pentacles, abundance that has been gestating in the spiritual realm and is ready to manifest. The heaviness taught you to develop real strength, the kind of quiet, unshakable, faith-filled strength that comes from walking through fire and discovering that God's presence was with you every single step. The heaviness revealed where you were holding on too tightly through the Four of Pentacles, where fear and scarcity were blocking your blessings. And God is lovingly asking you to release that grip and trust Him with what you have been trying so hard to control. And now you are stepping into the Two of Pentacles energy, where life starts to flow again, where you find your balance, where you learn to dance with life instead of wrestling with it. The Ace of Wands is confirmation that new beginnings are here, that divine inspiration is dropping into your spirit, that the fire is returning, that you are about to feel alive and excited about your life again after this heavy season. Everything has been working together for your good, exactly like God promised. This reading is your confirmation that you did not imagine the heaviness, but you also did not misunderstand God's goodness. He has been with you this entire time, refining you, preparing you, positioning you for breakthrough. I want to pray over everyone who connected with this reading. God, I thank you for every single person who felt called to be here today. I thank you that you orchestrate these divine appointments where your children receive exactly the message they need at exactly the right time. I pray for immediate relief from the heaviness. I pray that they can feel your presence so strongly right now. I pray that faith would rise up in their hearts. Faith that the breakthrough is here. Faith that the new beginning is now. Faith that everything they have been through was preparing them for the abundance and joy that is coming. Give them the courage to release what they have been gripping so tightly. Give them the wisdom to recognize the opportunities you are sending. Give them the strength to step into everything you have prepared for them. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really felt God moving through this entire reading. If this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. Tell me which card spoke to you the most, because I love hearing from you, and I love building this community where we can support each other through every season. Do not forget to subscribe if you have not already, because I am constantly pulling cards and receiving messages for this community. Remember, beautiful souls, the heaviness is lifting, the breakthrough is here, and God has the most incredible plans for your life. I will see you in the next reading.